Shalom, Yeshwala. It's your brother Dawada, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to jump into this real quick article real fast dealing with Julian Assange, which is basically the founder of WikiLeaks, and WikiLeaks is how we got a lot of this here information, which is going into basically Esau being exposed. He wound up exposing, between him and a couple other people. You have that one person, I think they calling him Chelsea Manning or whatnot. Homeboy was born a dude. Homeboy had, claiming he a female now, but nevertheless, you also have Edward Snowden, who with these people, they wound up exposing things like the PRISM program, which is going into how they spying and hacking on you with your cell phones and every damn thing and all these different cell towers and how they go through these different corporations or whatnot. They have a whole pool of these things. All right. But nevertheless, one of the things what WikiLeaks was doing was exposing the war crimes, the drone program, drone footage of them just killing innocent people and killing all these people over in the Middle East, just like war crimes, more or less to say, not in the middle of war. You just, you see a dude over there with a gun or whatnot, but you turn around, you might kill him too, but you just turn around and you go kill, this pregnant woman holding another child, like they not no threat. Like, well, the kids was going to grow up to be terrorists, so you wind up killing them, Nevertheless, these people was wind up exposing all these things and exposing the cover-ups of these things. But nevertheless, America, all right, is basically trying to say this is a espionage or a spy or whatnot. So homeboy's been locked up, not locked up. He's been staying in the embassy, I believe first in Russia, then like Ecuador and things like that. But nevertheless, not too long ago, he just got arrested. All right. And now they're trying to say he was on some rape charges. Funny how they would say rape charges, but nobody's really calling him a rapist. So, and I don't even think they have a victim. You see what I'm saying? But they just saying that he was initially arrested on rape charges, and then they're going to add some other things onto him, just like how they say that we rapists, but ain't nobody really arresting us for rape because we ain't raped nobody. All right. But now let me get into this here article real quick. It says 175 years in jail for revealing war crimes. Where's MSN's outrage over persecution of Assange? It says the news that WikiLeaks publisher Julian Assange has been indicted on 17 additional charges under the U.S. Espionage Act and could be sentenced up to 175 years in prison should concern all journalists world over. All right, now that's overkill. 175 years in jail. Let's say like I don't have no kids, right? But let's say I plan on having some kids in 10 years, right? I'm like, all right, in 10 years on this date, I'm gonna have a kid. Even if that was the case, that kid still wouldn't live, 175 years to even go, live that out to that prison term. All right, that's just way overkill, man. All right, it says, let me see, because I don't want to read this here whole article. Well, let me read these paragraphs. It says, some to their credit have spoken out against the relentless persecution of the white-haired Australian truth teller. All right, again, truth teller. Look at that. It says, but it's nothing compared to the outrage that could and should be stirred. Most journalists in the West have stayed as silent as the Trappist monks with sore throats and actually taken the side of authorities acting against Assange. Just imagine if I discussed here if Julian Assange was a Russian dissident being treated in the same way by the Russian authorities. Then we'd be seeing columns after columns in serious newspapers urging people to join the Free Assange campaign. And they have these things going on all over the world, Basically, these people are spies and moles for America, all right? And then they wind up going over there and getting caught, and then they'll wind up coming up with some kind of story. Oh, this is some pastor. Well, like Turkey, right? There's a guy over here in America that's living in America that is running from Turkey, all right? But America's saying, no, he's not no whatnot. He's like a pastor or something. But at the same time, over in Turkey, they're holding a prisoner that's basically is like an American. That's basically an American spy. But then they have a cover story for him too. Oh no, he's not no spy. He's just, I believe he might be the pastor or whatever. He's like, oh, he's not a spy. He's just a pastor from America trying to spread the truth of Jesus, over here in Turkey. I don't know why y'all will call him a spy, but nevertheless, this is how the so-called white man sets his things up. He got spies and things all over the world, man. All right. Just like how we say, hey, man, they got agents that be sliding up into the camps and stuff like that. People trying to throw you off. The same thing when they trying to overthrow these governments. All right. It says, let me see. Let me go down because there was something I wanted to read about this here rape situation. All right, well, let me just read this all the way through. It says, least we forget the dominant neocon establishment liberal narrative about Assange was that he was a cowardly creep who fled from rape charges to hide in the Ecuadorian embassy. All right, it says Assange fears about being extradited to the U.S. The real reason he took refuge in the embassy were laughed at. So, again, we understand the situation. We try to tell this same situation to everybody else. Like, yo, man, the government, oh, I can't do this or that or whatever. I move a certain type of way because I already know the government is watching me, and I already know they're waiting on me to slip up so they can just swoop in on something, They would love to have some kind of dirt to throw on my name so they could just go ahead and take me off the highways and the byways. Same here. Julian Assange was exposing the wickedness that they was doing, but what they wound up doing, they wound up saying, look, he was a rapist, all right, trying to put out, demonize him, just like in any charge, when you call somebody a rapist, they pretty much guilty no matter what the outcome is going to be, whether or not the woman wound up lying, people are still going to look at him as a rapist, It says, in 2010, Assange stated the risk we've always been concerned about is the outward extradition to the United States, and that seems to be increasingly likely, and that, hey, we telling people the same things, going out about how we have to move the so-called white man trying to come down on us, or even hell, in a carnal sense, man, the so-called white man racist, he be trying to kill niggas and shit. Why y'all paranoid? Y'all always thinking that, so on and so forth. Ain't nobody trying to kill you. Hey, you see, if they get a chance, what they would do, all right? It says, let me see. Now that the indictments from the U.S. have come, those who will rubbish Julius Assange's concerns have good grace to admit that they were wrong and the flight to the Ecuadorian embassy was justified. It says, let me see, because there was something about the rape case as well I wanted to go into. Oh, right here. It says it's hard to believe this. Similar exhortations weren't made again following Assange's removal from the Ecuadorian embassy in Lo and behold, on Monday it was announced that the prosecutors in Sweden have asked the courts to detain Assange in absentia as part of an investigation into the rape allegations. So they just pretty much, they using this here tactic. Oh, especially if they don't have no victim. Well, we want to hold him in jail till we can collect enough evidence to take him to court or whatever, whatnot. He'll basically be in court or in jail indefinite before, they ever find any evidence, and he'll wind up dying. Like, well, we never got around to his case, whatever, whatnot. And then plus they're trying to add 175 years on top of this. All right. So it says, of course, rape allegations are serious. Yet how many liberal commentators have been talking or writing of Assange being charged with rape or fleeing rape charges or even calling him a rapist when it wasn't factually correct, so, hey, these people love throwing dirt on people's names, man. Just like the so-called white man love coming down on Jake, man. They would love to arrest us and torment us and torture us in prison. But guess what? They call us rapists and stuff like that. But guess what, man? The police don't be arresting us for rape, man. We don't got no rape charges on us. All right. Same way over here, man. They would love to, they love demonizing people in the news and stuff like that. But why aren't y'all calling him a rapist if that's what you saying he being charged with? The only reason you wanted to arrest him, oh, he actually fleeing rape charges. It ain't got nothing to do with the information he leaked out. All right. Same with preaching this here word, man. All right. They're going to want to bring charges upon us, and they might charge us with something different, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we investigating tax evasion or some crazy shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take a while. We just throw you in jail just to get you off the highways and the byways. This is the point here I wanted to highlight. It says the great crime of Julian and the reason he'll probably never be at liberty again was to pull back the curtain to show us just what was behind it, to reveal what our government, which we pay for, were doing in our name. All right. So look, for exposing this here truth, man, exposing a wickedness, you become an enemy of the state. All right. It says he published information which we as taxpayers have every right to know. He was Tobermory the talking cat in Sasky's classic short story. Yet while Assange languished in jail and faces the prospect of spending the rest of his life behind bars, those who planned the most heinous of war crimes, such as the illegal invasion of Iraq, which led to the deaths of 1 million people and the rise of the genocidal death cult Islamic State, ISIS, or IS, formerly ISIS, go free. Hey, and that's the truth, man. You got all these rapists, real pedophiles, real killers, real demons out here, all right, in these churches and stuff, leading people astray. But what? We've become the problem. They demonizing us. They trying to stop us, but they ain't stopping these damn Catholic priests that's basically molesting these little boys. You see what I'm saying? They ain't saying nothing about that. They ain't saying nothing about all the people that's going into poverty, giving all their money over to the damn church, or how many people's lives are being ruined by the damn church. We so happen to be the problem because why? we're exposing the truth, just like Julian Assange is. All right. It says, even if you think the founder of WikiLeaks should face some form of punishment or penalty for publishing leaked documents, you cannot honestly maintain the sentence of up to 175 years in jail for are proportionate. Assange is being destroyed to deter others from following his path. If journalists and politically minded celebrities stay silent on the great injustice, this crime against the profession they claim to represent, this crime against the truth and against common humanity, then they should kindly spare us the outrage of their issues. You know, so like, what's the point if you know, you doing all this bullshit, but we can't say shit about it? You know what I'm saying? You over here, you know, like a woman getting raped. She ain't got no right to cry out rape. Come on, man. That's some bullshit. All right. Let me grab a couple scriptures real quick and we're going to close out. I didn't want to make this too long. Hey, but all according to prophecy, we know what? That these things are all, you know, are all, you know, stated to happen. All right. This is Revelation chapter 2, verse 10. It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that you may be tried, and you shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So what? You know, being in this truth, some of the men of the Lord, they're going to be cast into prison. All right. And we seeing the how do I say, the startup of these things coming to pass, man. They making free speech illegal. You see what I'm saying? Protesting illegal. All right. Exposing the truth illegal. For you going to jail for the rest of your life for telling the truth, man. All right, we was always taught what? You ain't supposed to lie. You're supposed to always tell the truth. But what? Here in Babylon the Great, things are turned upside down, man. All right, you become a hero, you know what I'm saying, or a god for being most wicked and lying to the people, killing, murdering all these people. You become a goddamn hero if you go and murder all these people and cover it up and lie about it. But if you tell the truth about something, you become a goddamn demon and demonized and thrown in prison. All right, but this is why this here place got to be destroyed. All right, so let me read this again. Revelation 2:9, it says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that you may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. All right. So nevertheless, hey, like I was saying, this is something you have to prepare your mind for. All right. You also have to prepare and watch the way that you move out there. You don't want to give these people no kind of gas to be able to light the fire. You know, you have some people that's in Israel that wear that on a sleeve. Look, we on the SPCLA hate group crime. Yeah, let's cheer for that shit, man. All right, well, shit. I mean, hey, that's really is being proud, man. All right, but nevertheless, we know that these things are how do I say? These things are prophesied about, and these things are to come. But this ain't nothing to really be glorifying in, you know what I'm saying? Because really, that's just being proud. When Yahushua knew what he had to go through, he wasn't glorifying about that. Oh, yeah, motherfucker, I'm finna have to go. They gonna come and arrest me for doing nothing, and I'm gonna go up on the cross for y'all motherfuckers and die. Fuck that. Fuck these niggas. Nah, man, he played his role. You know what I'm saying? He was how do you say, if possible, be peaceful with all men. You know, he wasn't out there causing no ruckus and shit like that and cursing out Pontius Pilate. Man, fuck you, nigga. Whatever, what. Now, y'all gonna do whatever y'all gonna do. Fuck y'all. Nah, man. But at the end all be all, that was his lot. You know what I'm saying? He had to wind up tasting death at the hand of the Romans. All right, being basically persecuted for the testimony. All right, or basically being in his lot. So we also have to walk in our lot. But what? At the same time, we don't want to be walking. You know, you have to walk circumspectly. All right, you don't want to be walking out here just, yeah, I know this, I know that, man. Just like how you might think that you safe right now with all your, you know, your personal information is all safe. You wouldn't go plaster your social security number on a goddamn billboard now, would you? That's just not wise. You just want somebody to come and take advantage of your ass. You want somebody to come and hurt you. So what? You can glorify, yeah, I'd have had my identity stolen. You look like a fool, man. You see what I'm saying? You look like a fool. But what? You also have to be mindful of these things that's coming to pass and be mindful of how you walk. Because why? We know that these things are coming to pass. We don't want to give them no fuel for the fire. All right? Let me grab another quick precept. This is Matthew 24 and I'll start at verse 8. All of these are the beginning of sorrows. Then they shall deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. All right. So what? You're gonna be afflicted. You're gonna be hated. All right. And they're gonna kill you. Why? For this here testimony. All right. For this here word, man. Not everybody, but you know, there's gonna be, you know, there's some brothers that are gonna have to taste of death. All right. Be a martyr for this here thing. All right. But nevertheless, this isn't something that, you know, that you should be glorifying and like, oh, next me. Let me go get a, you know, so and so and so forth, you know. But these are things that we should be watching and measuring the time diligently with, you know, and also watching how we walk and walking circumspectly, because we can see the the writing on the wall. We see what, the setup of how they trying to do things, the famine of the word, they cutting off the internet or blocking certain people on the internet and banning them like Farrakhan and them, and then they locking up, and for what? So-called, basically preaching against this here system, but then you also have situations like this, Julian Assange, again, in a way, preaching against the system, exposing them for their wickedness. And what happens? Oh, they want to try to slap him with 175 years in prison. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't gonna have no fair trial. All right. The judge and the lawyers and the jury, they all on the same side, man. All right. They all getting paid by this here U.S. government. And they know if they turn their back on this U.S. government, what's going to happen? They basically biting the hand that's feeding them. They going to wind up getting swallowed up. All right. Verse 10, it says, and then shall many be offended and shall betray one another and shall hate one another. All right. So, and that's what you see in a lot of this going on right now. These people, you seeing a lot of people, first and foremost, following after the wickedness of these elites, Edomites, you know what I'm saying? And following after how they demonizing people when they just, he a terrorist, he a rapist or whatever, whatnot. But on the lower level, you have these people out in the streets and the highways and the byways slandering our names doing the same thing. All right. But what? This is all the signs that the Most High is showing us that this is how these things are about to go down. And this is the time that we're living in. You need to prepare yourself and walk circumspectly. All right. Let me jump down. Well, let me just keep reading. It says, verse 11, and many false prophets shall arise and shall deceive many. All right. Hey, that's another thing you have to be careful and mindful for, because, again, going into these agents and these people who set up all these different things, man, you might be being led by a damn agent right to the slaughterhouse. They know what these certain things are, and they're going to make sure they keep doing these certain things. Again, you have to walk circumspectly. You got to watch who you speak to and how you speak around people, whether it be in the world, at your job, whatever, whatnot. You don't want to just be speaking on all kind of different things like that, because, hey, man, there's these people out here looking for you. Because why? Prophesying is really bringing it in a destruction to this here place. The Most High is, but what? Prophesying is bringing all these things on. All right. So what? They want to go back to the so-called good old days, and us prophesying is bringing out, is bringing a downer to them, But let me continue on verse 12. And because the iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Hey, and you in this situation right now, you look around, a lot of people just like, well, I don't know that nigga. Fuck that nigga, man. Or they say he a rapist or whatever, whatnot. All they have to do is go in the media and demonize your ass, Let me go to the R. Kelly situation for 1 second, They say with R. Kelly, he had kidnapped a bunch of women and got them hostage in his house, right? Well, all these women are over the age of 18 that he so-called kidnapped. So basically, they don't have to go live with their mama. They can live wherever they want to go live. Homeboy had got arrested again for, I guess, I don't know what the fuck he got arrested for. When he's going through this recent shit, he had got arrested after that. After they were saying that he had these women hostage, he was bailed out of jail from his female fans and was right back out of jail. But how come no charges of kidnap was dropped onto him? You see what I'm saying? But see, the love of many waxing cold right now. You having people just saying, well, fuck that nigga anyway. Whatever the media say, that's what he done did. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, whatnot. People say that we rapists. So, hey, people, they want to put that rumor out, oh, we rapists, we a hate group, or we a cult or whatever, whatnot. And people won't even do the research. People won't even try to see what we about. They'll just go and run with it, Oh, what camp you with? Oh, GMS. Oh, brother, man, y'all them rapists or whatever. I'm like, obviously, you've never listened to any of our videos. You've never listened to any of our edification. You just listen to the people demonizing us. So therefore, you just already think that we the damn problem. All right. So this is how things go along where, if homeboy Julian Assange come back to America and they wind up charging him and giving him 175 years in jail, really ain't nobody gonna give a fuck. They're like, that ain't my problem. I don't give a fuck. And not even thinking like, yo, if they doing that to him, what's stopping them from doing this to me? You see what I'm saying? He's exposing the war crimes and killing motherfuckers unrighteously. And you over here doing some actual real wicked shit. How much more you, man? All right. Verse 13, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. All right, so you got to wind up making it through this here thing, man. You got to wind up making it to the end of this here race, man. All right, and it's the race isn't to the swift, man, but he that can pace himself and endure to the end, man. You got to know how to walk and walk with longevity in this thing, man. You can't go out there and burn yourself out and just give up all kind of, hey, again, you don't want your identity stolen. You don't want to swiftly go out there and put your social security number up on a billboard, more or less to say. All right, you want to walk a little circumspectly. Keep your social security card locked up somewhere where somebody can't just easily take it, man. It's going to be kind of hard to put some dirt on your name, man. If you always walking in righteousness and blameless, they can't really say nothing to you, but ultimately we know that they're going to bring up some, trump up some charges on us, all right? But what? At the end of the day, we still want to be blameless, all right? Verse 14, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then the end shall come. then shall the end come. All right, so what? Going into this here truth that we were preaching, all right, at the end all be all, the Most High said this here truth is going to go out, then the end is going to come. All right, but we starting to see that the end is shaping up out the way of what? The devil coming down to us, having great wrath, turning up on everybody. You see what I'm saying? And enacting the famine of the word, ultimately is enacting the famine of the word coming in. All right, so what? These things are all coming to pass as these final prophecies are taking place. We want down to the end. All right, so let me grab one more precept, which is in the same chapter. This is Matthew 24 and verse 32. It says, now learn the parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, you know summer is nigh. So likewise, when you shall see these things, know that that is near, even at the door. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass away till all these things be fulfilled. So what? This is the time that we living in right now. All right, you have to learn how to measure the time diligently. All right, like the scripture here is saying, learn the parable of the fig tree. All right, so I like to how do I say, repaint this here picture, for those that don't understand about that, branches and sprouting and seasons that it come in, most of you all been in the car, you all been driving in the car, with that, when your gas light come on, right? You got lights on your instrument panel, right? Your dashboard, you got these lights, but how harmful could it be if you didn't know what the instrument panel on your car meant, or none of the lights meant on your car, your car running hot, and you don't know that, you got the H and the C and the things all the way on the H, you don't know what the hell the H stand for. You know what I'm saying? And you got the F and the E for the fuel. And you don't know what the hell that mean. You know what I'm saying? You got your fuel light on. You don't know what's going on. So what? Your car is at risk of running hot if you keep driving, and you're going to run out of gas. But what? If you can read your instrument panel, you'll know what time it is. Hey, look, my car running hot. I need to pull over and go check my water, put some water in my car. All right. Or my gas light is on. I need to pull over and go get gas before I be walking, because my gas light is telling me the sign is now for me to go ahead and get gas. All right. So the same thing here says, Matthew 24 and 32. Now learn the parable of the fig tree. All right. And learn the parable of the instrument panels in your car. When the branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, when that gas light come on, you know that summer is nigh. You know you need to pull over and get gas. All right. So what? So likewise, when you shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the door. When you see the gas light come on, know you need to pull over and go get gas before your trip be cut short and your ass be walking. All right. So nevertheless, I wanted to just go in there real quick and touch on that. I seen that article with Julian Assange, and not just that, these other prophecies dealing with the famine of the word coming up and throwing us into prison, man. We right there at the door, man. So what? It's time to get your house in order. Make sure you're walking righteously before Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. All right, doing all the things that you're supposed to be doing according to the scriptures and according to the Lord and his will and his way, man. You don't want to get caught off guard. You don't want to get caught out here naked, man. All right. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and close out. Lord willing, this here lesson was edifying unto the elect. Until next time, I say call halal Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, I can pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Until next time, I say stay strong and shalom.